These are spin-off TV shows that don't exist but should. First up is a Miles Morales Spider-Man spin-off TV show when he is inevitably introduced into the MCU. I think this is the best way to go about introducing this character. Because I've been saying for years, I think the best way to tell a Spider-Man story is actually to have a TV show because there's just so many possible stories to tell. I'd love to be able to spend like a 10-hour season of television with this character rather than waiting 3 years for one 2-hour movie, and Miles Morales as Spider-Man is the perfect opportunity to do that. Because just think of how good the Spider-Man PS5 video games are because we get to spend so many hours with that character. I would love to see Miles Morales in a TV show, maybe something similar like Tom Holland as Peter Parker's in the TV show a little bit to maybe mentor him and pass on the torch, but it's really focusing on Miles Morales and him becoming his own Spider-Man. Like, I know the movies make so much money, but you can't tell me a live-action Spider-Man TV show would not be like the most watched TV show of whatever year it releases, and this thing would be absolutely massive. Marvel, hear me out on this, please. Star Wars is next up on my list because they've been putting out some incredibly mediocre show and things like The Acolyte and Skeleton Crew coming out that doesn't look very good, and the Book of Boba Fett was just not that good either. Bad Batch, mid, I'm sorry, but here's what they should be doing instead. First option is a live action or animated. I really don't care either way you go about it. Luke Skywalker after Return of the Jedi TV show following all the events that happened between then and The Force Awakens. Luke Skywalker is literally what Star Wars was founded on pretty much. Why did we not focus more on him in this time? Right after Return of the Jedi is pretty much Luke at his absolute prime of strength and power as a Jedi. It would have been amazing to see some of the different missions he went on, all the different things he was doing and building up during this time. I would have loved to see this in any form. And another option is a Darth Vader TV show. And I know when everybody says like, oh, Darth Vader deserves a spin-off, people are like, what do you think the prequel trilogy was? It was building up Darth Vader, and he's all throughout the original trilogy. We don't need more of this character. Hear me out. Yes, we do. If you're unfamiliar, there has been an entire line of Darth Vader comics, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read all of them, but I have read a few issues, and they were very solid. This TV show, it could just be like a short one-season thing, having different episodes covering different events and things Darth Vader were doing all between the end of Revenge of the Sith when he becomes Darth Vader and all the way to before Return of the Jedi. There's so many things in between there that is now canon from the comics. I would love to see adapted into a TV show. Another thing I'd be fine with either live action, maybe you bring Hayden Christensen to be back inside that suit, or doing maybe like a 2D more anime-inspired animation series, like something that looks like X-Men 97, but about Darth Vader would be absolutely peak. You can't tell me any differently. Harry Potter is easily one of, if not my favorite franchise of all time. I've watched the movies countless times. I've read through the books. I pretty much read them like every year, if not more than once a year. I absolutely adore this franchise. And if you didn't know, we're now getting a Harry Potter rebooted into a TV show. It's just going to be adapting the same books again, but putting it in the TV format instead of a movie. And because I am a simp for this franchise, I am still excited for it, but I feel like it's kind of wasted potential. There's so many other cool ideas they could do. First is one of the most popular recommendations. It's the Marauder series. I understand there might not be that much content following around maybe James, Sirius, and the rest of the Potter gang, but it would just be so cool to see, even if it was like a limited series, one season, just following these people growing up around Hogwarts. It would just be so cool to see. Based on the fact that there is literally like millions of pages of fan fiction around the Marauders, I can't lie, I haven't read any of those, but people say they're actually really good. It would be dope to see a series around these characters. But what I think would be even better is a series going way farther back than the Marauders, going to the founders of Hogwarts, focusing on Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Godric Gryffindor. It could be such a dope series. We know there was a lot of drama happening and they had a lot of disagreements about how Hogwarts should be run, especially with Salazar. I think it would just make for a really interesting series, be entirely detached from like the Harry Potter that we know and all those characters, just go way back and tell a great drama story. I'm not done with Harry Potter just yet though. I would also love to see kind of like an anthology series. Maybe it's like 6 to 10 episodes, with each episode just focusing on one professor at a younger time in their life, maybe following like their entire life story. I think that would be so dope. Like, yes, we did get a lot of backstory for these different characters like Snape and Dumbledore, especially throughout the Harry Potter movies and things like the Fantastic Beasts for Dumbledore, but with those characters there's still more to explore, and I also would love to explore more of the past of like Lupin if they did this instead of the Marauders series. Like, you can't tell me that Mad-Eye Moody or Professor McGonagall don't have some incredible wizarding stories from when they were younger in their career, first getting started off in the wizarding world. That would be incredible to see. That's what I would love to see. Hopefully these studios just steal my ideas. I would be perfectly happy to see any one of these happen and become a real TV show. Let me know in the comments below which one of these you would most like to see, or your ideas for a different spin-off of any franchises.